What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Auto Auction Rebuilds. We are back at Copart for another Copart walk around. Let's jump into this video and see what we find. Well, I found something for Monkey Wrench Mike. Didn't I have one of these? Isn't this the baby Benz, the baby S-Class? It should be like a C230. I think it's hail damage, lots of hail damage on this side of the yard. It's a 2000 Mercedes C230. And aside from hail damage, it doesn't look that bad. C230 compressor. Oh yeah, that means supercharged, all right? There's gonna be a supercharger under the hood of this one. At least that's what it says. All right, I can't get, oh, can we can't get into this? Not at all, no way, no. Oh, that window's shattered. I didn't realize this. I'm sitting here pushing on it like, oh yeah, it's broken. At the top, it's broken in all the way over here, so I understand why it's closed up. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get into this one. But anyway, I saw it, and it caught my eye. Every time I see a Mercedes now, they catch my eye. I'm starting to feel like I'm invading Monkey Wrench Mike's territory here, so I'm trying not to buy too many of them, but I think I understand why he loves them so much. Well, it's a love-hate relationship when it comes to Mercedes. Apparently, I'm in the hail damage section over here. They've changed the way this yard operates. Everything is moved, everything is different, because I haven't been here in, I don't know, this yard probably 3 or 4 weeks, and it's completely different than it was. But here is a beautiful, what is it, 2019? Honda Accord. It is a 19 Accord LX. Now, if you're looking at it, you may not see the damage. This one is a perfect example of a hail damaged car that I would have no issue driving. This is one that at first glance, just walking by, driving by, you'd never see it. You'd never see it. But if you really take the time to look, you can see the hail damage. And I love these types of hail damaged cars. Now, there is something all over the top of the car. I'm guessing this may have been in one of those tornado impacted areas, because it has got scrapes and scratches going all different directions all over it. So this was probably involved in one of the tornado areas out here in Oklahoma from the recent tornadoes that we've had. What is this? Like a radar for cruise control, I guess? It's not the worst, but there's definitely some cosmetic damage to this one, but it's still a really nice looking car. I would absolutely drive this. Absolutely drive this. I don't know what the miles are on it. Let's go ahead and guess. We're going to play a guessing game on the miles. It smells like weed. It smells very heavy of weed, like very heavy. I'm going to guess it's got cloth interior. I mean, it's an LX, not an EX, so it's a pretty base model Honda Accord. Going to have one of those little 4 cylinders under the hood, even though it's a bigger car. Probably a little turbo 4. Yeah, this is from Geico Catastrophe. So, boy, it sure does smell of weed. I wonder if the insurance companies dock people's insurance, you know, like raise their rates if they get their cars and they can smell that people are like smoking weed in the car, because you would kind of assume that if the car smells like pot, right? Good Lord. Yeah, look at all the ashes. I don't know if you guys can see, but there's ashes everywhere here, and all over the seats too. How nice, man. All over the seats, like really, really. and in here too. You know, if I'm an insurance company and I pick up your car and it's like, all right, your car is totaled for whatever, and I smell that it's like totally full of pot smell, I'm probably just going to cancel your policy, because I have to assume that if you're smoking in the car, drugs that is, right? Drugs. If you're smoking drugs in the car, then you're probably driving intoxicated, and that's a liability to my insurance company. So I would probably drop you, like no joke. And I know there's going to be a big debate on that, right? I already know. Weed is a natural plant given to us by God. It's, you know, that's fine. I'm not against people who smoke. I want to make that very clear. Hell, I spent a lot of my life smoking. I don't anymore. And the crazy thing is, I can't get that trunk to open. The crazy thing is, like, it's legal in Oklahoma. It is legal in Oklahoma. You don't even have to have a card. I mean, you do have to have a card, but if you get caught with like just personal use, they're most likely just gonna write you a ticket and send you down the road. Used to, you got caught with even a nickel, you went to jail. Like, it used to be real serious. So it's not, to me, it's not that it's whether it's legal or not. That's not the point. The point is, you know, smoking it makes you intoxicated. Listen, I'm not perfect. I'm damn sure not innocent. I have smoked a spliff with some of my friends back in the day, and you know, got in the car and headed home. If you've never smoked, let me tell you something. Imagine this, right? Picture this. I'm gonna close the door. Picture this. You're in the car, right? And this is what it's like. We are going 10 miles an hour, but you feel like you're going 55 in a 40. All right? In the city, right? In the city, you feel like you're doing 55 miles an hour in a 40, so you're paranoid. You're looking around thinking the cops are going to pull you over for speeding because you're going so fast. But then you glance down at the speedometer and you're not even moving, right? You stopped. Right, that's exaggerating, but it really is like you're doing 10 miles an hour, but everything around you feels like you're going like 45, 55 miles an hour, and you're paranoid of getting pulled over. I'm definitely not condoning. You should never be intoxicated and drive. I was an idiot. I'll be the first to admit it. Like, I was an idiot, and I was young and dumb, inexperienced, and I thought that I ruled the world, you know, as most young people do. I knew everything. You couldn't tell me nothing. Well, I'm telling you now, as an older person, I look back at that idiot person that I was, and I'm like, what a dumbass. You know, like Red Foreman, dumbass. I needed somebody to knock me upside my head and tell me what an idiot I was. But that's what it's like. If you've never done it, that's what it's like. And turning a corner, good Lord, man. Turning a corner feels like it takes an eternity. It doesn't make any sense, because going straight, it's like, whoa, we're flying, but you're really going very slow. But if you have to turn a corner, oh my God, it feels like it takes 3 years to get around a corner. Now, the mileage on this is 79,322. There are burn marks everywhere. This was not a well cared for, loved car by any stretch of the imagination. In fact, its oil change was due at 78,485, and it's got 79,322, so it obviously missed its oil change. With that said, it's a Honda. These are very, very forgiving cars. Of course, the AC works, and the important window, and the less important window, and it's got tinted windows, and it's got Sirius XM, and the radio works like it's supposed to. I don't see any warnings on the dash other than none. There are no warnings on the dash, so everything in here is good. These are great cars. Of course, backward, reverse camera, yes. I can't go very far either direction. Forward, yes. I wonder if Hondas use CVTs. God, I hope not. I hope Honda did not jump on the CVT train. I can't stand CVTs. I just can't do it. I will not buy a car knowingly, I should say, knowingly. I will not knowingly buy a car that has a CVT transmission. If I buy one and it happens to have one, well, that's just a mistake that I made. I would never knowingly buy a car with a CVT. That said, this Honda, you got to get the smell out. You got to get the smell out. It's just so strong. Like, I'm telling you, if you got pulled over in this car, be prepared to get searched, man. If you get pulled over in this thing, they are going to take you out of the car, and they are going through it because it smells that strong. In fact, I think I might have just got contact from it. I'm kidding, but yeah, that's how bad it smells. You got to get this thing cleaned up. Either way, it's a nice car, and for the right price, I'd absolutely buy it. But as you and I both know, Hondas, hail damaged, wrecked, whatever, they go for money. All right, now the thumbnail. Can it be saved? A 2006 Pontiac GTO. These are so rare anymore. I kind of miss the one that I had. I wish the one I had would have had the 6.0, but being an 06, I do believe this will have the 6.0 in it. Look at that. The GOAT. That's in that old school lettering, right? This thing has been hit before. This is one of those things, guys. When you do that, there it is, says 6.0 right on the back. When you do this for a living, and you do this so often, like every single week, you start noticing the tiniest things that tell you everything about a car. You know, when you first walk up to it, you notice it's got a nasty gap right here. Could just be the bumper popped out, but it's not, because right here, look at this tiny crack. You could barely see it just walking by, but I noticed it. That's all Bondo. It's all Bondo right here, which means, yeah, this whole quarter panel has been damaged, and I could see orange peel all the way down there. They tried to blend it, but it didn't work out very well. Yeah, she's been hit before, so would this be worth saving? Probably not. The wheels. Of course, you know, wheels are one of those personal preference things. I've put plenty of wheels on my cars, and you guys have absolutely hated them and trolled me for them in the comment section, and that's fine. I'm just gonna say this, hideous wheels, man. These are really bad. Someone put Corvette wheels with way too low profile tires. The tires are stretched. You can see from the sidewall, these have been stretched. These look awful. These look awful. The factory wheels on the GTO, in my opinion, look the best. And there's a reason I'm showing this car. Obviously, it's in considerably bad shape. Can it be saved? Maybe if you're V-tuned, right? V-tune could absolutely save it. I don't know if this thing has frame damage, but I'm gonna assume it does. And this isn't like a traditional frame. This is gonna be a unibody type car. It's got some dings and stuff all around it. This is notorious for braking as well. These cars are notorious for a lot of little things going bad, but generally speaking, they're really solid cars. The seats are usually ripped. Oh wow, and this is not. Normally these are separated and ripped apart right there at the seam, but if you already noticed what makes this car kind of special, number one, it's the desirable engine, the 6.0. Number two, it's a desirable 6-speed manual transmission, and that is the only reason I'm looking at this car. If this was an automatic, I would have walked right past it. Now, remember I said it was wrecked before? Somebody painted the front bumper white. I don't know. The car was red. It looks like somebody was in the process of sanding it down. Maybe they were getting ready to paint it. Maybe they were going to paint it white. I don't know. The hood, I guarantee you, does not open. No. You're going to have to cut that. Now, I said I worry about frame damage or unibody damage, and I really do. You can see right here, this extension is raised up a ton. Core support all pushed back. Everything is going to be pulled up because of the massive impact to the top end here. This has been ripped. You can see the metal is literally ripped. There's going to be quite a bit of work to be done here, but here's what I do notice. When I'm concerned about frame damage, I always come back and look at the door gaps. Now the other side, that's a different story. But on this side, the lines look right, which tells me that it did not pull the frame rail, if you will. It did not pull that frame rail in. The brunt of the impact was right here. All right, it was towards this side. So the majority of the damage is going to be to this side of the frame rail that you need to worry about. So my concern would be that it pulls in that frame rail, maybe pulls in that strut tower as well, but you would have an overlapping gap over here. This fender would start pulling out, and it's not. The gaps look really, really good. And I know what you're thinking. No way to save this. Absolutely, I think you could save this. I really do. Now this fender is trashed, but you've got a massive kink in your core support. I mean, the core support, it's totally trashed, but the engine, everything under here looks good. Can you see it? Everything under here looks fine, except you gotta cut out this whole core support and replace it. That's it, replace the hood, replace the fender, lights, crash bar, bumper, probably some underlying things. This is absolutely savable. In my opinion, it won't be for everybody, but in my opinion, this is something that could be done, and I bet it doesn't have a lot of miles. If it did, this would be ripped, and this has not been restitched either. So let's see if it's got, that's as far back as it goes. That seems like it ain't that far back. Even the back seats rip on top. They don't look ripped either. This has got to be low mileage. That's all there is to it. It's got to be low miles. So let's take a guess. Drop your comments below. How many miles do you think this has got on it? I'm going to throw out there 55. I want to say 55,000 miles. Ew, is my guess. Boy, I don't fit in this very well. Look, the key is in remarkable condition. Yeah, this is low miles. It may be even lower than that. Let's find out. Oh, it already said. It said, dang it. I can't see. Well, now it doesn't say. It said 70. Oh, yes. Listen to that. Oh, no power steering fluid. Service engine oil. Listen to her run. It's a little rough. It's a little rough. Let's shut it off. Let's shut it off. It is a little rough. There could be damage to the air intake. I didn't even look to see, but I'm going to bet that, well, the intake air temperature sensor is missing. It's right there, and it's not hooked up, so it's definitely got some oh, well, the mass airflow sensor is down there, and you can see that the intake tube is disconnected from the engine. So yeah, she's not going to be happy about running with all that stuff missing. This 70,000 miles, man. 70,000 miles. Boy, it needs some work though. Number one, those wheels and tires got to go. So factor in the cost of some new wheels and tires. This fender, it took a little damage. Is it savable? I wouldn't do it. It's also kinked right here. I just wouldn't. So you're gonna look at a whole, they call it a dog house back in the day, and that means the whole front clip, everything, fenders forward. Fender, hood, core support, and everything attached to it. Crash bar, definitely going to have to get some straightening done on this by a frame shop. If you don't know somebody, you're going to have to get that done. Obviously fender here, like I said, hood, bumper, all of that. Wheels, tires, and paint. Definitely going to need some paint. This is in kind of rough condition. You're going to need this piece. I don't even know how much that costs. Looks like it's just two Phillips screws to replace it. But if you could get this, and you probably won't, but I'm thinking like if you could get this for $1,500 to $2,000, you're probably looking at about $2,600 out the door after fees. To me, at that price, it would be worth it. But because it's a low mileage 6-liter with a manual transmission, I don't think you're going to be able to get it for that. But do me a favor, comment below and tell me what you think. Just as a little bonus, I'm going to throw this BMW in. I believe this is an X5, and I love these wheels, man. I think these things look so aggressive and mean with those wheels. I love this thing. I'm not gonna buy it, don't worry. I'm kind of walking away from the higher end cars, even though they're all relatively cheap anymore. I'm gonna step away from them for just a little bit, and I'm gonna, oh wow, okay. I'm gonna focus on, you know, back kind of to the normal cars and maybe some slightly more expensive American cars. And I say that, but I just bought an S4. I just bought a Q5. No, I'm not. Never mind. No, I'm not. I just love cars too much, man. This one caught on fire though, and it's got bald tires. I mean, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say someone didn't take very good care of this. So my question is, what was it, stolen? Or was it the seat heater that caught on fire? Somebody turned on the heated seats and, oh wow, and it went up in a puff of smoke. Look at that. Look at that. It's limited to this one seat. Interesting. I'm thinking maybe this was a heated seat issue. You guys comment below and tell me what you think. Just look at the pattern. It's not like somebody poured gas on it and it lit up. It would have burned mostly in the center. It would have pooled up and burned. This burned in the center here, but look, it's almost like there's a path, right, around the seat where this thing lit up, like an electrical path. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. Could it be saved? Well, guess who's not going to be the one to try to start it? But yeah, man, you know, pull the seat out. Hopefully the wiring is still intact and not too badly damaged. Clean everything up. It could potentially run and drive almost reliably sometimes again. I already know. Not another Impala. I'm just walking by it. All right, that's it. I'm not going to spend any time. I'm just walking past it and nothing more. All right, it's an LT, and somebody put tape all over the back for some reason. It has oil splattered. That's oil. That's literally oil splattered all over it. So I'm guessing it came in on a car hauler. That would be my guess. And whatever was on top of it, yeah, it was having some troubles. Not a bad looking car though. Kind of makes you wonder why it's here. This one doesn't have hail damage. Does it have leather? It does not have leather. It's a more basic model. Still pretty nice though. And it smells good. That's another important thing. When you smell a car and it smells like ass, it just turns you off from it, man. And I know these are all auction cars. What do you expect? But I can tell a lot about a car based on just a couple little things. Number one, what's the interior look like? How's the interior smell? Number two, what condition are the tires in? The tires are a big deal to me because if they all have decent tread, and especially if they're 4 matching tires, it tells you a lot about the vehicle owner. This car has got less than 100,000 miles on it. And Impalas are cheap. These cars don't go for a lot of money anymore, guys. You can get them very, very cheap in really nice condition. That's not gonna go away, is it? That's not gonna go away. Well, like I said, we're not gonna spend long on this car. I saw it, I wanted to put it on my list, but here's something else that tells me a little bit about the car. Hoonigan. You are not a hoonigan in a Chevy Impala, unless maybe it's an SS, but even then, I don't really know. Well, there's a lot of oil under the hood of this one. What do you think? Maybe it has no oil. No, it's got oil. It's full, and the oil's clean. So, well, that's a wrap on this one, isn't it? Well, like I said, I wasn't going to spend a lot of time on it, and I guess we're really not. Well, speak of the devil, will ya? It was just another video ago I was talking about the Chevy Impala SS. In fact, I just said it over there when I was looking at the hooligan car. And here what is. I had no idea this was here. It's got the Firestone Firehawk ND tires. I don't know why. This must be the only manufacturer of tires in this size for this car. They're 235/50 R18s because every one of the Impala SSs I see, they all have the same Firestone tires on them. Every one of them. Why is this here? It's not hail damaged. It actually looks to be in really good shape. Man, I've been wanting one of these for a long, long time. They're absolutely horrible and fun cars. Horrible because the transmissions in these things are junk. They're absolutely junk. They are no good. 06 Impala SS. It was picked up 7/21/23, and it's a USAA car. Black leather interior. Of course, like I said in the previous video, I think, the SS is the LTZ on steroids. So it's the top of the top. This is King Kong of the Impala world, okay? They're super rare to find anymore, at least in operable condition, still running and driving. This one is in relatively good shape, dirty but good shape. I'm actually seeing hail damage. I see hail damage, but man, it is hard to spot. I definitely see hail damage. It may be that all of this dust is covering up the hail damage, but this might have hail damage. I don't care. I don't care about hail damage. Sniff. It's dead. That's okay. It doesn't smell good, but it doesn't smell bad either. I mean, it's just kind of a, you know, it's a whatever type of smell. You can deal with that. And under the hood is the 5.3 liter V8, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. With displacement on demand. Blech. Sorry. Yeah. It's got oil. In fact, it's got more oil than it needs. A lot more oil than it needs. That's, somebody couldn't read the dipstick. Transmission, I think these are sealed. That's hard to remember, but I think these may be sealed transmissions, so good luck on that. I say we throw a jump on this one, guys. I really want to hear this one run. All right, we got the GB150 doing its job. That booster pack is so old. It is so old, and it just keeps hanging in there. There we go. We got juice. It's got some miles. You can tell by the worn out hole in the floor there. What do you think? I'm going to say 125,000 miles. You guys drop your guesses. Look at this. Yeah, it's got some miles. 125, 130,000 is what I'm going to say. What did you guess? Let's see if you're right. And the verdict is we need to add washer fluid, and the hood is open. Great. Oh, it runs. It runs. Let's see if we can clear some of this stuff on the dash here and get to, oh wow, I was definitely wrong. Can you see it? I know it's flashing around, but it's 170,000 miles. That's a lot of miles. Air conditioning is on. It does have heated seats. Does it have a heated steering wheel too? I don't know, maybe not in 06. I'm not really sure. It's popped the trunk. Important window. It's a little noisy, but it works. Less important window also works. It's got, you know, close to half a tank of gas. Does it have backup cam? Nope. It's got an aftermarket Kenwood deck. It does move forward, and it does move backward, and the AC, it's going to need a minute, I think, for the AC. It's working, but it's not very cold yet. Steering feels great. Brakes feel great. May have an exhaust. Listen to that. Running a little rough. A little rough looking back here too. Spare tire, all the seam sealer is still there. It doesn't look like it's been in a rear end collision. You still got your build tag in the back here as well. So it's got some miles on it. It definitely has some miles on it. It definitely is not idling the best. Super quiet under the hood. We can turn this off. This isn't needed anymore. Engine sounds great though. Hell, probably needs a tune-up. I guarantee you a tune-up wouldn't hurt this car. It probably never had one. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. Let's give it a little rev, just see how it sounds. I am absolutely interested in this one. Yeah, that AC sucks. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Let me turn off the AC because it really does suck. There's a whine under the hood. Power steering. Yeah, power steering, whine under the hood. Dash has got a little crack in it right up there. Another common problem with these, it's got another crack up there. I don't know if you can even see it. It's a little rough. Oh, the heated seats are on. That's nice. Thank you. That's what I needed, was heated seats. Yeah, it's got some miles on it, man. It sure does. But and those headlights, I don't like those aftermarket headlights. I would definitely want to go back with something normal, but overall, I like this one, guys. I'm going to put this one on the list. Now, can I take just a moment to appreciate this? I mean, it's wrecked. It's really bad, but the color, it's going to be one of those things. Some of you are going to love it. Some of you are going to hate it. But look at those transitions, man. Oh my goodness. Are you kidding me? Oh, wow. That is beautiful. That is beautiful. It went off-roading, so I have no idea how bad the damage really is to this car. what I do know is that color, that transition is absolutely gorgeous. Well, not only did it go off-road, but it got pummeled by hail. This whole side is riddled in hail damage. You got, ooh, that broke. You got like a, hell, that almost seems like carbon fiber that somebody stuck on the roof. Like, no joke. No joke, that may be real carbon because it's got hail damage, but the roof has none. Back windows damage. This is really not that bad. This is not that bad at all. Truthfully, I thought this thing was like really smashed in the back or something, and it's not. Throw a windshield on it and drive the hell out of this. Are you kidding? This wasn't even something I was really interested in. Ooh, oh wow. The Ill Fortune Club. The interior is, you know, it's a little rough. It's a little rough. It doesn't smell particularly good in here, and it's about 3,000 degrees in this car. Let's just pop the hood and see if there's any goodies that we can see sitting under here. Oh man, there it is right there. It's got a Fujita cold air intake. Yep, that sucker's fast. I guarantee it. No, it's not. It's not. But, in my opinion, I think this car looks good. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna get out of here. It is hot as hell out here today. I'm not kidding. What is going on in Oklahoma, man? Well, I know it's not just Oklahoma. You guys probably dealing with the same thing I am here, man. 104 degrees today. Are you kidding me? 104 degrees. I got up at 8 o'clock in the morning and I said, I'm gonna get out there before it gets hot. No, I didn't. I had to check my email, my YouTube analytics, see how my videos were doing. Yeah, and you know what happened? I ended up getting here at almost 11 o'clock. Yeah, so it's gonna be a hot one. If you enjoyed today's video, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button and let me know. Consider subscribing to the channel. Till next time, stay safe out there, everybody. I look forward to seeing you all again very soon in the next one.